take a moment to get situated. Just that moment where we're going to shift gears from, whatever might be happening up in the mind, whatever might be happening externally, just to, okay, I'm going to kind of like hit the pause button on all of that and tune in and see how I'm doing. And both physically and mentally, emotionally, right? Just whole person tune in for a little while. And it's such a gift that you really end up giving everyone in your life and everyone you encounter, just getting right with yourself. Yeah. So the first thing is just to notice points of contact. And what I mean by that is just those places where you're aware that sort of like your physical body is ending and the world around you is beginning. And so things like feeling your butt on your yoga mat, the backs of your legs, maybe where your shins are crossing, if you're sitting cross-legged, the weight of your hands in your lap. You might notice the temperature of the environment around you. And then sitting down so that the sit bones are really rooted and your spine is rising. Start to notice your breath and just see where you're feeling the feeling of breathing right now most. Where you are most observing the rise and fall of your inhales and exhales, or where you are most observing the feeling of the breath. So, sometimes you might be feeling it more in your throat or your nose, or it might be that you're noticing your chest, that expansion and contraction, rib cage, belly. So just wherever it is for you right now. And these are all things that you can do at any time to get grounded if you feel like things are spinning. Go ahead and blink your eyes open and shift toward the back of your mat. And draw the right knee in and open the right knee off to the right. So you're making that nice L shape. And then take your left hand to the outside of your right knee. And you can tent the right fingertips. And just really gently, right? We're just getting started. Root down and rise up and move into this twist. Whatever amount feels right. Keep your left leg active and your left foot flexed. And breathe into the twist. And then lean back on the palm of your right hand. Inhaling, reach the left arm up and over. Get a nice stretch. And take an inhale. And when you exhale, sit down and we'll fold over the left leg any amount. So you can be holding your shin. You can be working with the strap. You can be reaching for your foot. Try to draw the right sit bone back and down and drive the ball of your left foot forward. Spread the toes. So we're just kind of cruising through the whole body and trying to see what we're working with today. Breathe into it. Nice ocean sounding breath. And inhaling, lengthen your spine, come on up. And we're going to switch. So extending the right leg, hug the left knee in. Open your left knee off to the left. Find that nice L shape. When you look down, keep this right leg really active. Take your right fingertips to the outer left knee. your left fingertips breathe into the twist. I always imagine balancing a book on the crown of my head when I'm in a seated twist. Maybe that will help you as well. And then lean back on the palm of your left hand. Stand up on the left shin. Take the right arm up and over. Really stretching like a cat after a nap. And take an inhale. And when you exhale, fold over your right leg any amount. Inhaling, lengthen your spine, and we're going to tuck the right leg back and come to hands and knees. And inhaling, arching up, and exhaling, rounding in. And just keep that going. Inhaling into the back bend, and exhaling into the forward fold. And if you want to extend the motion, the next time you exhale, you can take the hips back toward the heels, just if this feels good in your body. And then inhaling. And so moving through that cat shape on the way forward and back. So even inhaling, coming forward and then finding the back bend. And exhaling. One more this way. And when you find yourself in child's pose, again, walk your hands forward as much as you can. Let your head hang for a minute. Breathe into your whole upper back here. And then coming through the cat again, inhaling all the way forward into a cobra up dog hybrid, and exhaling back. And inhaling forward. And exhaling. And one more time. And then tuck the toes and take it up and back to down dog, and feel free to take your feet wide or pedal out your legs. Just get situated. See how down dog is feeling right now. Inhaling, press your hips back. Bottom of the exhale, walker float, feet to hands. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, fold in. Inhaling, lengthen and rise. Exhaling, hands to prayer at your heart. Pause in Tadasana. So you might want to lift your toes up for a minute and really feel your feet rooting down. Lift the kneecaps, lift the quads, draw the navel in, lift your heart, lift through the crown of your head, and feel yourself breathing in and breathing out. And if you want to set an intention for your practice today, it could be as simple as I'm going to try to stay curious from moment to moment, or I feel like I need to cultivate compassion for myself or patience, whatever personally speaks to you today. Then inhaling, sweep the arms up. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling, chest out, nice flat back, knees can be bent, hands can be on the shins, right? Exhaling, step it back to plank. Plug the shoulders in, lift the navel up, lift the tops of the thighs, shift forward, inhaling, exhaling, chaturanga. Inhaling, coming into your back bend, so cobra or up dog, just work the legs either way. And exhaling, up and back to down dog. And breathe in and breathe out. Settle your gaze on one point. Inhaling, press your hips back. Bottom of the exhale, walk or float, feet to hands. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, fold in. Inhaling, lengthen and rise. Exhaling, hands to prayer. Inhaling, sweep the arms up. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, step it back to plank and lower slowly. Inhaling into your back bend and exhaling to down dog, and breathe. Inhaling, press your hips back. Bottom of the exhale, walk or float, feet to hands. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, fold in. Inhaling, lengthen and rise. Exhaling, hands to prayer at your heart. Inhaling, sit down low, reach up high. Exhaling, rise, hands to prayer. So we're going to double chair it. Inhaling, sit down low, reach up high. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, step it back to plank and lower slowly. Inhaling into your back bend. Exhaling, down dog. Right foot forward, back foot flat. Inhaling, rising up for warrior one. Exhaling, open it out for warrior two. Flip the right palm, inhaling, reverse your warrior. Exhaling, cartwheel the arms, step it back and lower. Inhaling into your back bend. Exhaling, down dog. Left foot forward, back foot flat. Inhaling, rising up, Virabhadrasana 1. Back leg active. Exhaling, open it out for warrior 2. Flip the left palm, inhaling, reverse your warrior. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhaling into your back bend. Exhaling to down dog. Lots of breath. Inhaling, press your hips back. Bottom of the exhale, walk or float, feet to hands. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, fold in. Bend your knees. Inhaling, reach the arms up. Exhaling, rise. Hands to prayer. We're going to move into Series C. So if you want to put a blanket across the middle of your mat, if your knees appreciate that, then good time to grab a blanket. Inhaling, sweep the arms up. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, left foot back, left knee down. Inhaling, reach the arms up. Exhaling, step it into chaturanga. Inhaling into your back bend. Exhaling, down dog. Left foot forward, back knee down. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, step to the front of your mat. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, fold in. Just notice if you're letting your head hang. Inhaling, lengthen and rise. Exhaling, hands to prayer. Inhaling, sweep the arms up. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, right foot back, right knee down. Inhaling, reach the arms up. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhaling into your back bend. Exhaling, down dog. Right foot forward, back knee down. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, step to the front of your mat. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, fold in. Inhaling, lengthen and rise. Exhaling, hands to prayer. Inhaling, sweep the arms up. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, left foot back, left knee down. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhaling into your back bend. Exhaling, down dog. Left foot forward, back knee down. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, step to the front of your mat. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, fold in. Inhaling, lengthen and rise. Exhaling, hands to prayer. Inhaling, sweep the arms up. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, right foot back, right knee down. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhaling into your back bend. Exhaling, down dog. Right foot forward, back knee down. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, step to the front of your mat. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, fold in. Inhaling, lengthen and rise. Exhaling, hands to prayer. Inhaling, sweep the arms up. Last one will change. Exhaling, fold. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, left foot back, left knee down. We're going to cat-cow here. Inhaling, reaching up, working with that motion, right? Exhaling, folding over the right leg. So just nice and easy. You can keep the right knee bent. You can have blocks under your hands. You're welcome to Shift your hips back and forth. You could stay here if you don't want to go back and forth. That's totally fine. Otherwise, we're going to rebend the right leg, inhaling up, exhaling, fold. Keep your spine long if you can. Inhaling, exhaling for 3. Inhaling, exhaling for 4. Inhaling, exhaling for 5. Inhaling up, bring the hands to the hips. And we're going to go into the hips today pretty significantly. So toe heel your right foot to the right. Make sure your heel is in line with your left knee and your right toes are pointing straight out to the right, and we're leaning over to the right. Inhaling and exhaling up. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling. That's 5. 5 more. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling. 7. Inhaling, 8. Inhaling, 9. Inhaling, 10. Bring the hands down. Sweep the right leg back. Inhaling, arching up. Exhaling, rounding in. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling and hold. Take the left arm forward, lift the rib cage up. Go for length. You can stay here, or if you're comfortable, bend the back leg and reach back with your left hand and wrap the left chest open. One more inhale. Exhaling, arm forward, leg back. Inhaling, lift the limbs. Exhaling, left hand down, right foot to the outside of your right arm. And then just check in, have your hands shoulders distance apart with the arms straight. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Shift forward and back through the left heel. So take that left heel forward and back. Next time you go back, release the back knee down. See how you feel. You can stay upright. You can bring your forearms to a block or to the mat. If you're not working with knee issues, you can point the right toes to the right and roll to the pinky toe edge of your foot. You can lightly rest your right hand on your inner right thigh. No, barely doing anything except just resting my hand there. You can also bend the back leg and draw the heel toward the outer hip, and you'll get into the left quadriceps. That way you can flip the grip and wrap the right chest open. Deep breath. And if you've got the back leg, gently release it. Get back on the sole of your right foot. Tuck the back toes, spin the back foot flat. Skandasana to the left. You can stay up high. You can have blocks under your hands. You can also just head over to the left, whatever amount, and pause there. You don't have to go back and forth. If you're comfortable, over to the right, over to the left for 2, over to the right, over to the left for 3, over to the right, over to the left for 4, last time, over to the right, over to the left, and hold. So you can stay here, hands can be down, block underneath your butt, totally fine. Hands in prayer if you don't need them, and you can press your left tricep to the inner left leg. You can take the left arm to the left, right arm up. Some of you might decide to wrap the pose. If you're wrapping the pose, the spine is long and the right chest is wrapping open. If you feel really comfortable, you can sit down, right hand to your left ankle, left hand toward or to your outer right foot. Try to spin the torso open toward the sky. Draw the navel in, and we're going to crawl back to the right leg. Pivot the back toes in a little bit. Take this left arm up and over. So you can have your right forearm on your side. Just keep it real light, or you can take the right fingertips down. Go for a nice line of energy from the outer edge of the left foot through the fingertips. Spin the torso open. And then take the left arm up, pivot it, wrap it behind your back. So we're just going to do a half wrap right now. We'll come back here in a little bit. So you can have your forearm on your thigh very lightly, or you can take the bottom arm forward. Press into the feet, inhaling, reverse your warrior. And exhaling, cartwheel the arms, step it back and lower slowly. Inhaling into your back bend. Exhaling, down dog. Left foot forward, back knee down. Inhaling, reach the arms up. When you exhale, we're going to fold over the left leg. Pause for this first one. So remember that, you're welcome to have blocks under your hands. You can bend the left knee. You can shift back and forth. You can stay in Ardha Hanuman as we're going back and forth if that feels better in your body. So you just know you can always be opting in or opting out, like dialing up, dialing down, and make it work for you. Here we go. If you're in, rebend the left leg, inhaling up, exhaling, fold for 2, inhaling, exhaling for 3, inhaling, exhaling for 4, inhaling, exhaling for 5, inhaling up, exhaling, come on up out of the lunge a little bit, hands on the hips, toe heel your left foot to the left, and just make sure that your left heel is in line with your right knee, and then we're leaning over, inhaling and exhaling. How far you lean is up to you and your body. Exhaling, inhaling 3, inhaling 4, inhaling 5, inhaling 6, inhaling 7, inhaling 8, inhaling 9, inhaling 10. Very nice. Hands down. Sweep the left leg back. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Last time we hold. Take your right arm forward, lift the rib cage up, go for length, or you can bend the back leg and reach back with your right hand and wrap the right chest open. Holding onto your ankle or your foot, keep breathing. Making shapes, breathing deeply, right? One more inhale, exhaling, arm forward, leg back, inhaling, lift the limbs. Exhaling, right hand down, left foot to the outside of your left hand. And then we're going to tuck the back toes and lift the back knee. So keep your arms straight for right now. And you can shift forward and back. And if you kind of think about going through the right heel forward and back, you'll get all the places I'm hoping you're going to get. Your psoas, hip flexor on the front of your right leg. Also your right calf, your right ankle, Achilles, your right foot and toes. It's a lot. Next time you go back, release your knee, and you can stay here. You can bring the forearms down. If you're feeling, totally fine in the knee, you can point your left toes to the left and roll to the pinky toe edge. You can bring your left hand to rest on the inner left thigh. Some of you might bend the back leg and draw the right heel toward the outer hip or flip the grip. Release the back leg if you've got it. And we're going to tuck the back toes and get on the sole of the left foot. Lift up, spin the back foot flat, and we're heading over to the right. And you can stay here. You can be up higher, as you know. Otherwise, over to the left, over to the right for 2, over to the left, over to the right for 3, over to the left, over to the right for 4, over to the left, and over to the right, and hold. And you can stay with the hands down. They can be in prayer. You can open. You can wrap. And if you feel really comfortable, then you can sit down and bring your left hand to your right ankle and your right hand toward or to the outer left foot. Okay, draw the navel in, come on up, and we're going to crawl back to this left leg. Pivot the right toes in. You can lightly rest your left forearm on your thigh, right? Or you can take the fingertips to a block to the outside of your front leg, or fingertips to the mat. And then take the right arm up. You can bring your forearm to your thigh now. Pivot the top arm and wrap it behind your back. So you're in this half wrap. You can have your forearm on your thigh, or you can extend it forward. Keep breathing. Good. And then inhaling, go up and over. Reverse your warrior with the half wrap. And when you exhale, cartwheel the arms, step it back and lower slowly. Inhaling into your back bend and exhaling to down dog, and lots of breath. Inhaling, press your hips back. Bottom of the exhale, walker flute, feet to hands. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, fold in. Pause here for a moment. Just be in the forward fold. Really feel the rooting of your feet and foundation, right? Strong foundation in the legs and in the core. Try to let your spine go. Let your head hang. Feel free to sway here. And then bend your knees. Inhaling, reach the arms up. Exhaling, rise, hands to prayer. Inhaling, sit down low, reach up high. And then stay in chair pose, but a little bit of a bounce. Take an inhale. When you exhale, you're going to bring your right knee and your left elbow together, like so. Inhaling, switch. Inhaling, switch. Inhaling, switch. Inhaling, switch. Inhaling, switch. Inhaling, switch. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. So you're always going to exhale. Yep. One more. Okay. Chair pose. So sit down a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper, and see if you can come into Navasana or use your hands to get there. And you can have your hands behind your knees. You can have your hands on the mat. Just know that there are options. You can have the arms alongside you. Take an inhale here, exhaling Ardha Navasana. Come halfway down. Draw the navel and front ribs in. Lean your head back a little. Now take an inhale, exhaling, come on up. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, 4, inhaling, 5, 6, inhaling, 7, inhaling, 8, 9, just stay with me. Inhaling, 10, 20, and come halfway down and hug the knees in. Rock it out. And then start to rock forward and back. Now, if you have any spinal stuff, just stand up. Okay, otherwise, we're going to rock and roll. Whoop! Into chair pose. It happened that time, but just barely. And then come on up to standing, hands to prayer. And breathe. Woo. Feel that burn. Inhaling, sit down low, reach up high. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, step it back and lower. Inhaling into your back bend. Exhaling, down dog. Inhale your right leg up. You can stack the hip. You can bend the knee. You can circle your ankle or the whole leg around. And some of you might decide to flip your dog and see how you feel. It's a back bend if you're doing that, yeah. And then coming in to Vashisthasana, any variation. So bottom knee can go down. You can stack the legs. And then we're going to bring the right hand down and take your right knee as high up onto the outer right arm as it'll go. You can put your foot down and try to walk the hands back a little bit. And then lean forward. And maybe you'll play with Ekapada Kundanyasana 2. Inhaling, right leg up and back. Exhaling, step the foot through, back foot flat. Inhaling, come on up for warrior 1. Exhaling, open it out for warrior 2. Press your right leg straight and toe heel the back foot in, setting up for a triangle pose. So the ankles are going to be underneath the wrists when you open your arms. And just make sure that the right toes are pointing straight forward, back toes are pointing in a little bit. Inhaling, reach the right arm way forward. Exhaling, right arm down, left arm up. So your hand can be lightly on your shin or it can be on a block to the outside of your front leg, or fingertips can be on the floor. Lift the kneecaps, lift the quads. Now you can pivot the top arm and wrap it behind your back. So you're in that half wrap and look down towards your right big toe and just get a nice release for your neck. And then bend the right leg and you can step forward into a half wrapped half moon. So really energize your back leg. Spread the toes open. And some of you might decide to bend the back leg and reach back for Chapasana. And then if you did that, we're going to come back and find Warrior 2. And so take a minute to widen your stance. And we're taking the right forearm down and the left arm up, pivot it, and wrap it behind your back. So just know that the half wrap with the forearm on the thigh is still there, or you could take the bottom arm forward. Some of you may want to go for the full bind And if you're doing that and you are feeling comfortable, spine is long, left chest is wrapping open, breath in a flow, you could either move into a wrapped triangle pose. So just slowly, gently pressing the front leg straight, which is a very deep hamstring opener, or you can step forward for bird of paradise. It's the same pose, really. And if you're in bird of paradise, on the way out, if you want to rock the weight onto the right leg and float the left leg out behind you, you're welcome to it. And then we're going to meet back in warrior two. Right arm down, left arm up. Flip the right palm, inhaling, reverse, get a lot of nice length on the right side of your torso. And exhaling, cartwheel the arms, step it back and lower slowly. Inhaling into your back bend and exhaling to down dog. We're going to inhale the left leg up, stack the hip, bend the knee, and you can decide if you want to circle the ankle or the whole leg around. Some of you might flip your dog. And then we're going to move through any variation of Vashisthasana. And then the left hand is coming down, left knee as high up onto the outer left arm as it'll go. It's totally fine. You can put your foot down and lift the heel up to see if you can scoot forward more. You can shift forward. You're welcome. If you need to keep your left leg bent, you can. Inhaling, left leg up and back. Exhaling, step the foot through, back foot flat. Inhaling, come on up for warrior one. And exhaling, open it out for warrior two. And then press your left leg straight. And you're going to set up your feet for triangle pose. So just make sure the back toes are pointing in a little bit and your ankles are underneath your wrists. Inhaling, reach the left arm down. Exhaling, left arm down, right arm up. Work your legs. Lengthen your spine. Pivot the top arm and wrap it behind your back and look down toward your left big toe. It's a nice neck release. You can also just look forward and then gently lower your left ear toward your shoulder. So lots of ways to get in there. When you're ready, look down, step it forward with the half wrap. And then if you wanted to move into chapasana, you could bend the top leg and reach back. And then we're going to go back into warrior two. And when you get there, just you take a moment to widen your stance. And we're going to take the left forearm back onto the left thigh and the right arm up and pivot it and wrap it behind your back. Yeah. And so you can stay here. You can take the bottom arm forward. You can go for the full bind. And if you're going for the full bind and you want to step your right foot forward to play with bird of paradise, go right ahead. The wrap triangle poses tends to be a deeper hamstring opener. So it just depends if you feel like playing with standing balance or you want to get into your hamstrings a little bit more deeply. Up to you. And on your way out, you can rock the weight onto your left foot and float the right leg back. And then nice and easy, if you're in the wrap triangle, left arm down, right arm up, and then flip the left palm. Inhaling, reverse your warrior, get a nice side stretch here, and exhaling, cartwheel the arms, step it back and lower. Inhaling into your back bend, exhaling to down dog. Step your right foot forward, release your back knee to the mat. Just pause and breathe. Bring both hands to your right quad. So draw the navel in and see how you feel here. If you are comfortable, you can skip this next thing, but if you're comfortable, you're going to lift the back leg up and reach back with your left hand. Now try to square your torso forward here. And if you're still feeling comfortable, then you can sink into the lunge a little bit more, and you might come into, whoops, balance is not my friend today. You can come into this mermaid, merman variation, pretty deep for the quadriceps and hip flexors, right? And then we're going to take the left arm up and exhaling, left arm to the outside of the right leg and twist. So I have my back knee down and my back toes tucked. And I'm trying to bring this prayer right to the center of my chest and feel the feeling of cobra, up dog. If you want to take the left arm down and the right arm up, you can. If you want to tuck the back toes and lift the back knee or wrap the pose, you can. One more inhale. When you exhale, bring the hands down. Slowly, gently press your right leg straight and see how that feels. So you can stay in Ardha Hanuman. You can grab a block and put the block underneath your right hamstring and kind of shimmy your foot forward and keep your back toes tucked if you're doing that. Try to square the hips forward. Okay, that back hip likes to open, so you're trying to spin the outer left hip forward, just like warrior one. And you could have the arms alongside you. You can take the arms up. And then some of you might decide that you're still getting a green light from your hamstrings, and you could go into a full Hanuman. Just no force, like it really shouldn't hurt at all. Intense sensation, sure. Pain, no. Okay. And then we're going to slide the right leg back and rebend the right leg. Tuck the back toes, step it back to plank and lower. Inhaling into your back bend. Exhaling to down dog. Left foot forward, back knee down. And then inhaling, reach the arms up. And when you exhale, bring both hands to your left knee. And just kind of tune in. See how you're feeling here. We're after the front of the right hip, quadriceps, this whole like front of the right leg. So you just want to go real easy, especially if you hike or bike. If you feel comfortable, then you can bend the back leg and reach back with your right hand. And this might be plenty right here. If you're feeling pretty open, then you can sink forward into the lunge a little bit more, and you might start to bring your right big toe into the crease of your elbow. And you have the option to take the left arm behind the head and clasp. So like mermaid, merman, definitely more intense, right? And then when you're done, you can come out of that, and we're going to go into the twist. So just make sure your left knee and ankle are in line, and take the right arm up, and exhaling, draw the right torso to the outside of your left leg, and bring the hands to prayer. And you can decide to tuck the back toes, to lift the back knee if you want to stay right where you are. Try to bring the prayer to the center of your chest, whatever you're doing. And look for cobra, up dog. Look for that feeling. One more inhale wherever you are. And then exhaling, bring the hands down. Have your block handy if you need it. And slowly, gently press your left leg straight. So you're in Ardha Hanuman. And you can stay right there. Or you might decide to kind of shimmy your foot forward some amount and put the block underneath your hamstring. For support, right? We're lifting the floor up. And if you're doing that, tuck the back toes. Try to keep spinning that right hip forward. Okay? And you could have the arms up if you don't need them. And those of you who feel really comfortable, you can come all the way down and just check in, because sometimes it's really different from one side to the other. So you don't want to assume like this is pretty much where my left leg wants to be. So I'm not going to force. All right. And as you're ready, you're going to draw the left leg back, rebend the left leg. So you're in a runner's lunge. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, step it back to plank, and lower slowly. Inhaling into your back bend and exhaling to down dog. Put your knees down. Whew. And then open up your ankles wider than your hips. Now, you know you can be sitting up on blocks, 2 blocks. You can stack the blocks, right? You can stand up at the wall and stand on your left leg and bend the right knee and hold with your right hand. Just keep your knees in line if you're doing that. Some of you might feel comfortable. So, different strokes for different folks. If you're comfortable, you can sit down. Just make sure you're on the tops of your feet with the toes pointing straight back. Check in, kind of see how you're doing, how you're feeling. We've been moving pretty, at a nice clip. If you're comfortable, you can come back to your forearms and lift your hips up minimally to lengthen your tailbone forward if you're doing that. And some of you might come onto your back and reach the arms overhead and clasp your elbows. So just no pain in your knees. The knees are on the mat and they're together. All right, nice and easy. Draw the navel in, come on up, use the arms, and come to your knees and tuck your toes for this first one. So just make sure the knees are right underneath the hips, shins, ankles, feet, everything's hip distance apart. And then bring your hands to your low back for a little camel pose. So try to lengthen your tailbone toward the floor, draw the navel in, And what's going to happen if you decide to reach back for your feet is that your hips will probably shift back for a moment. That's okay. You just want to try, once you're in the back bend, to feel this feeling of the hips being over the knees. So even right here, you can play with leaning back a little bit. Draw the navel in just so you can feel that feeling. I'm leaning back and I'm coming back forward, right? So draw the navel in, climb the heart up, extend your chin forward, and then you can look up or back. And if you want to bring your hands to your heels, you can. And so I lean back, and now I'm shifting my pelvis forward again and my hips so that my hips are over my knees. And then to come out, you're going to inhale your way up, and you can sit back on your heels. And see if you can like tune in to what your body's asking for next. You can go back and do camel pose again. So you can untuck the toes this time and have your feet flat and take the palms of your hands to the soles of your feet. You can come onto your belly, bend the knees, grab the ankles, and pull the heels back for Dhanurasana, which is a great one to do if you're feeling a lot of tension across the chest, in the upper back, and even in the neck. Once you're in the pose, you can always, just for a few breaths, drop your chin. But then before you come out, make sure you look forward again. You can come onto your back, and you can move into like an active bridge pose or restorative, right? Or you could take active bridge pose into upward facing bow. So many options, lots of nice heat going. So I want you to pick the heart openers that are gonna most serve you right now, working with this idea of your spine as like a garden hose, and you want to water your plants, and so you don't want to kink the hose, right? Think from your tailbone all the way through the cervical vertebrae, like equal space between the vertebrae as best you can. When you've done all the back bends you're going to do, okay, I'm going to give you two options for restorative back bends that we're going to hold for a minute, okay? So one of them is the classic restorative bridge. You're nice and warm now, so draw the navel down, engage the glutes, lift up and slip the block underneath your sacrum, tuck the shoulder blades, and breathe. So that's your classic. I'm going to offer you this, turn the block the wrong way. There we go. So this T shape, and I've got my blocks on the second highest side. And what you want to do if you're going to play with this is you're going to bring your, like where the bra strap would go is where you want the block to go, so that you're, and I know not all of you wear a bra, but just like use your imagination. That's where you want your shoulder blades to be hanging off the back of the block. And the second block here is for your head. Now, you might find like, I want both of my blocks on the lower side. Completely beautiful if you want to do that, okay? And I've got my feet in Baddha and my legs, feet together, knees apart. And this is a great way of opening the upper back. Now, some of you who feel really comfortable in Virasana and Supta Virasana, I'm going to give you one other thing. And for you, you're going to need to sit up for a minute, tuck your right leg back, and move the right calf muscle out of the way, bend the left leg. So your right knee and your left foot are close. Now you already have your blocks set up, so you can just lean back, and you could take that block under your head to the lower side. And if you feel really comfortable, then you can take that second block out altogether. Just make sure you didn't kind of shift over to the left if you're doing that. Yeah. And you take 5 breaths here. And then you're going to, of course, switch legs. Right leg goes out in front of you. Tuck this left knee, bend the left leg, tuck the left knee back, move the left calf muscle out of your way, and then bend your right leg. And then check in, because like I just moved my body, so my block moved. I want to make sure I have that bra strap feeling. And I'm reaching the arms overhead. Or you could have a block under your head, remember. All right. Come on up. Take your block. Move it out the way, and then remove your left leg if you were just doing that with me, and kind of shake out your legs, walk out your legs. And then we're going to do a little more core strengthening. And this time we'll be on the floor. So take your legs straight up to the sky and reach the arms up. And we're going to climb the rope just for 30 seconds. Okay, so draw the navel down, lift the head and the shoulder blades up. I just want you to connect with this area. Keep drawing the navel down as you're lifting the shoulder blades up. Good. And now clasp your hands behind your head. Cross your right ankle in front of your left. Take an inhale with the tailbone down. Exhaling, navel down, tailbone up, and hold. Inhaling down, switch. Exhaling, lift and hold. Inhaling down, switch. Exhaling, lift and hold. And inhaling down, switch. Exhaling, lift and hold. Good. Inhaling down, hug the knees in. That's it. We did core strengthening already. I'm just trying to get you re-engaged with that area before we go upside down. So we're going to go upside down. Different things you can be working on. So one thing for sure is running your legs up the wall. That's always there for you. So if you're having a day where you really need to chill, please do that. You could also take the restorative bridge variation and take your legs up for a supported shoulder stand. Those of you who want something like more energetic, you're working toward handstand, you're working toward forearm stand. We're going to do forearm stand for the rest of us, but you can take the L pose. And so the L pose, you're taking down dog with your heels up the wall, right? And you're going to be on the balls of your feet and walk your feet to hip height and straighten the legs. So you're in L, right? The wrists, shoulders, hips are in line, legs are parallel to the floor. And those of you you want to play with me with the forearm stand, you're going to want to strap. Okay, so you could be doing, if you're like, oh, I really feel like doing handstand, it's totally fine. We did a lot of shoulder, upper back opening because I had this in mind, but you can certainly play with your handstands as well. Okay, or you could do both. Practice like non-attachment. Go with me on this exploration and then play with your handstands. I'll give you time. So, a non-attachment. Okay, so here we go. if you're going to play with the forearm stand, it's a great pose for opening the shoulders. You're going to want to strap you're going to want to loop your strap. I'm having trouble with language today. By taking the arms through and setting it up so that your elbows are the same width as your shoulders. Okay. Don't let it get to a situation where it's too narrow. Mine were just a little tiny bit wide. So you don't want your elbows closer together than your shoulders. You want them right underneath your shoulders. And then you're going to take your block, and the thumbs are going to the inside, hands are going to the outside. Now, it's also taught to kind of like karate chop the hands. I like the traditional, you can play with holding the block this way if you want to, just to see what the difference and what it feels like. Totally fine, but I'm going to teach this. So thumbs to the inside, fingers to the outside, and you got to go into dolphin pose first. Make sure the strap isn't underneath either elbow, okay, the part of the strap that's trailing away from you. And so you're going to come into dolphin pose, and what you're looking for, what you want to feel, is that your upper back is long and straight. There's no rounding in the upper back. Okay, if you're feeling rounding, then it's too soon to kick up. You got to open the shoulders more first. And how do you do that? Dolphin pose. It'll definitely open up your shoulders. Those of you who are feeling that length in the upper back, the next step would be forearm prep, taking one leg up. Now, you're spinning that inner side toward the sky. Don't let the hip open. It'll make it really hard to balance. Hip spinning down, hip spinning down. Okay? If you're feeling ready, then you can take your whole setup to the wall. This is as you're learning. Once you find the pose, then you'd be doing the middle of the room. But this is what you want to be. This is how you get there. I'm going to do a little French tuck here so I can keep speaking to you. Now, what you want to avoid, and the reason I did a little extra core work right before we started, is you don't want to dump into the low back. You're really trying to lengthen. It's hard to talk in the pose once you're upside down. So you're really trying to imagine that your forearms are your feet. You're going to stand on your feet and think like Tadasana. Draw the navel in, lengthen your tailbone toward your heels, right? And send your heels straight up to the sky. So hands down, and you're going to look toward your thumbs and kick it up and breathe. And when you need to come down, come on down. If you start to feel like the shoulders are giving out, you got to come down. Okay? All right. That was fun. If you're playing with handstands, go right ahead. But when you're ready, you can come on back. And there we go. We're going to do some nice hip opening. And I'm going to give you options here. So we started in this pose quite a while ago, and we're going to come back to it now. So draw the right knee in and open the right knee off to the right. Hanumanasana is option 1. And this is going to be a good option if you have knee stuff, if the hips are, you're moving toward hip opening. And just like we started, go ahead and twist. We did some nice, as I was saying, upper back opening. So you might find freedom across the chest and in the upper back in ways that you didn't earlier. Breathe into the twist. So take an inhale. When you exhale, come on out. So option 1, okay, is to now square your torso over this left leg, and you're going to reach out, lengthen the spine, and fold in. And again, you probably feel more freedom, more ease because of all the hamstring opening we did. If you have really open hips, you can come into half lotus. So then you're going to take your right foot up into the left hip crease. Okay, if you feel pain in the right knee, it's a no. Just don't do it. Truly. You want your knees to last your whole life. Those of you who feel comfortable, no pain in the knee, you can wrap the arm that right arm behind your back, and I'll face you for a second. I'm holding my right big toe. You can be working with a strap around your foot, so you can be holding the strap. Okay, I just wanted you to see, in case it was hard to see, what was going on. So here we are, and if this is you, then you're gonna inhale, you can take that left arm up, and exhale, fold. So it's a hip, hamstring, shoulder opener. Yeah, a lot going on. And if you're in Janushirshasana, just stay there, breathe. Keep pressing your right sit bone back and down and driving the ball of your left foot forward. Spread the toes open. Those of you who are in the half lotus, right? Ardha, badha, padma, pascimotannasana. Those of you in that pose, you can come up for a second. Stay in Janushirshasana if you're in there, okay? And you can bend the left leg. This is, again, only if your right knee feels nothing. It's not talking to you. It's fine. And in that case, we're going to play with marichyasana. And you're taking that left arm to the inside of the left leg, and you're going to wrap the left arm around, and you might clasp. We'll see if I'm clasping today. Just got my fingertips to hook. And I'm going to fold forward. So my left heel is about a fist distance away from my right sit bone, if that helps. And breathe. Okay, we're all going to come on out. So if you're in Janushirshasana or the other Ardha, Badha, Padma, come on out and extend your right leg. You can take both legs out. Just shake your legs out. Making shapes. Breathing deeply, staying curious, right? Hopefully. Okay, hug the left knee in. Open the left knee off to the left. So starting with that nice L pose, L shape rather. Take your right hand to your left knee. Flex your right foot. And breathe into the twist and just see how this feels now. And then untwist, and you can reach the arms up and fold. You can take your right hand to the outside of your left leg. And I've got my left hand to the outer right foot. And you can lengthen the heart forward as you inhale and exhale, fold in. You can keep the hands cross at your wrists. And keep pressing the left sit bone back and down and drive the ball of your right foot forward. I mean, I feel a delicious release in my left low back QL area. So, I mean, this might be like exactly where you want to be. Those of you who are feeling really open in the hips can move into half lotus, picking up your left leg and putting your left foot into the inner crease of your right hip. And then taking the left arm and wrapping it behind your back. And I'm using my right hand here to kind of guide my left foot and my left hand into a state of union. Okay, this is the punchy part of class. And so you can take the right arm up, and when you exhale, you can fold. Ardha, Badha, Padma, half bound lotus, forward folding, right? Pascimottanasana. And because there's a lot going on in this pose, you really want to pay attention to what you're feeling and where you're feeling it. And some of you may be feeling like things that are not pleasant. So if you're in the Ardha, Badha, pose, you might feel like the outer ankle bone digging into your right thigh. Like I'm feeling that. It's not pleasant, but that's part of the experience, is just noticing that and breathing deeply. I mean, a lot of things in life are not pleasant, so we practice, right? If you're feeling pretty comfortable in that pose, then you just come on up. If you're in Janushirshasana, stay, breathe. You might really open deeply. Okay, so now I'm bending my right leg, and my right heel is essentially like about a fist's distance away from my left leg, and I'm going to take my right arm up. Now, is my right butt on the floor? No, it's lifted. Do you want it on the floor? Supposedly. I don't think I've really seen it happen in all these years, but that doesn't mean we can't try. So take the right arm up and then reach to the inside of your right leg, and we're going to, you got to pivot the arm, and we'll see. Now this is my dominant side and my toes are on the way. So I don't think I'm clasping today, and that's fine. Just fold forward. And then everybody inhaling, come on up, unhook, cross, twist, whatever, and walk your legs out. Shake them out. Whew. And now I just want you to just take your inner thighs and spin them toward the floor. You don't really need to do that, but that way you'll do that instead of anything else you might do. You never, ever, ever want to pull your butt back in this pose. Okay, so just if you need to do something, inner thighs spin toward the floor, and then kind of like rock right and left. Make sure you're toward the front of your sit bones. Inhaling, reach up. Exhaling, heart forward all the way toward your big toes. Try to lengthen the heart even just a little bit more. Inhaling, exhaling, fold. You can have a block at the end of your feet and hold on to the block. I moved mine, but you can take 2 blocks if you're feeling really open in the hamstrings. So just breathe into your low back. And then inhaling, lengthen, and come on up and set yourself up for Shavasana. So if you need bolsters, blankets, socks, if you need to like hug the knees in, anything you need to do to get comfortable. And once you're there, I'd love for you to just tuck the shoulder blades underneath you. Make sure there's space for your neck. If it's okay for you to turn your palms to the sky. And let go of the breath. So it's not pranayama now, just natural breathing through your nose. Maybe deep, maybe shallow. And I'm going to take you through Yoga Nidra, which is just means yogic sleep. And it's a meditative space, right? Shavasana, corpse pose, is like the death of the big I, me, mine for a little while. We just want to be in this space of sort of like non-dual absorption, right? Like we're part of everything around us and connected to everyone, and part of something much greater than any one of us. And so I'm going to call out different parts of the body, and I'm just asking you to be curious about what you feel, and any sensation counts. So it can be as simple as like, oh, I feel my mat underneath my skin, or I feel my clothing, or I feel sweat on my skin, or I feel the environment, maybe there's a breeze going by, or heat or tingling from inside of this particular body part that, she's calling out. Any sensation counts. Just try to stay with me. If your mind wanders away, as soon as you notice, see if you can come back. Okay. Right hand thumb, right index finger, middle finger, fourth finger, pinky finger, palm of your right hand, right hand wrist, right forearm, bicep, tricep, right side of your chest, right side ribs, right hip, thigh, calf muscle, top of your right foot, sole of your right foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky toe, and drawing your awareness now to your left hand thumb, left index finger, middle finger, fourth finger, pinky finger, palm of your left hand, left hand wrist, left forearm, bicep, tricep, left side of your chest, left side ribs, left hip, thigh, calf muscle, top of your left foot, sole of your left foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky toe, And drawing your awareness now to the crown of your head, your scalp, back of your neck, upper back, lower back, sit bones, and drawing your awareness now to your forehead, space between your eyebrows, muscles around your eyes, the hinge of your jaw, mouth, tongue, throat, and the space at the front of your heart, the space behind your heart, the belly, the low belly, and your whole body. Just seeing if you can get a sense of your whole body, where you are ending and the world around you is beginning. And maybe that line is a little bit fuzzy, and maybe we're a little more connected to everything that's happening around us than we tend to realize sometimes. And working with the idea that you can freely move breath throughout your whole body, so that as you're inhaling, just natural, easy, gentle breath, you're doing that from the tips of your toes all the way to the crown of your head. And when you're exhaling from the crown of your head all the way to the tips of your toes. And that this breath that you're moving freely throughout your body has energy to it. And it's a healing, loving, compassionate, nurturing energy, and it's the color of sunlight. And just flooding your body with all of this loving energy and light as you rest. Allow your next breath to be a little bit deeper. And gently wiggle your fingers and your toes. On an inhale, you can reach your right arm or both arms up over your head. And when you exhale, hug the knees way up into your chest and roll onto your right side. And press into your arms. Come on up to sitting. And close your eyes. And just like we started, press into your sit bones. Make a long spine. And just notice how you're feeling now at the end of practice versus maybe how you were feeling at the beginning. And I surely hope that you're feeling more grounded, more open, more at ease in your own skin, freer flow of breath, more connection to your intuition, quiet mind, open heart, all the good things I hope you're feeling. Bring the hands to prayer at your forehead for clarity of thought, to your mouth for clarity of speech, and to your heart for clarity of action, letting all of that beautiful energy that we just cultivated together shine through the things that you're thinking, saying, and doing. That's really the whole point. Thank you for doing that with me. Namaste.